Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome to a New Year's project. This year, unlike last year, I have separated my skincare and my makeup in two different projects with two different ideas, and I'm gonna pan through them, hit my go separately. My skincare project will be a monthly themed challenge. Rather it's a project pan, I think it's a monthly skincare challenge because I have a lot and I want to do something a bit challenging. My makeup, I've got 24 makeup used up in 2024, and by using up, it could be finished, could be hit pan, could be reaching a usage go that I've got all my cheat sheet down with all the product that I want to finish. And here I've got the box with all the things included. We're gonna go through them one by one, and then I'll let you know what I think the goal will be and how I predict myself. And I'll see you guys every quarterly, so every 3 months, April, July, October, and the end of the year in December, to give you guys a finale update. I hope you guys like these type of ideas. If you want to check my last year 2023 whole years of project pan, I'll make sure to leave the link somewhere so you can kind of just like watching a whole season of TV shows. You can go through every episode all at once together if that's something you enjoy. I found makeup is really hard for me to use up or empty or hit pan, so I feel like a challenge like this is actually already to a stretch, where skincare I can have a bigger ambitious, so I have a separate one. So if you want to check out skincare one, I'll make sure to leave a link to the intro as well. Not quite sure which one's coming first, but just stay tuned. Keep in mind that I've got two separate project pans. Is that something you're after? Too much of ramble, let's just dive into it. With primers, I've got two travel sizes that both I want to finish. I have the Nude by Nature primer and the Maybelline Pore Minimizing Primer. Both of these are travel sizes. They're both 10 ml each. I probably used the Nude by Nature once in a video, but never since. Maybelline one, never. But I'm hoping that I could finish both of these by the end of the year. And that's all I've got for primer in a project pan. Then I have 4 foundation based products. I've got 2 liquid, 2 cream. The cream one, I've put in one Avene tinted compact cream. I received a new one recently from Chemist Warehouse's beauty bag. That reminds me of the one that I've already got in my collection. I did make some usage. I don't know if you can see. There's definitely a very tiny dent in there. I just want to use it a little bit more till I hit pan, and that will be a goal. Maybe I'll finish it, maybe not. This one is with 10 grams, so it's quite decent packed in here. The other one is, I believe, a discontinued product. It's from W7 Genius Super Smart Cream Foundation. Their Genius Featherlight Foundation is one of my favorite, and I still have it. But I don't see they're selling it at Chemist Warehouse anymore. Like maybe they're just discontinuing the line. At least that's the case in Australia. I've used some of this one as well, so I'm having a go of heat pan. But when I look at the content, the quantity is only 2.5 ml, so I might be able to finish this one, but I'll keep my go as heat pan and I'll see how I go from there. The 2 liquid foundation, one is from e.l.f. Serum Foundation. This one is no longer available. You can still purchase from Amazon and some other third-party website, but you can't get them from the e.l.f. Cosmetics official website. We have 14 ml here, and I've used, I'll say, some, not to the half bottle point, but I've definitely used some of it. So I'm aiming to finish this one and I can get one foundation out of my collection. I really like this as being a serum, lightweight, kind of glowy finish, but back in the days those foundations are not common, and it's coming from e.l.f., so it's relatively affordable. The other one is a high-end. It's the Lancome Tinted Idol Ultra Wear Foundation. I had this for a while. I don't know if you can see, I was shaking it, but I've used some of it. Like there is a bit of windowing here, but not to the point that are close to finish. And I don't think by having 4 base product I'll be able to finish the bottle. So I'm just gonna set a goal of using 30 times and see how I feel if I ever reach that before the end of the year. Moving on to powder products, I do have some concealers, but we'll get into the cream and I'll talk about them in that sort of category. I do have another e.l.f. products here. I actually have one more. This is their correcting powder I used in one of my recent videos where I tried a lot of Jessica Brown's favorites, and this is when I remember, oh, I still have, sorry, mirror's too bright. I still have this one from e.l.f. and I've already hit pan many years ago. I'm aiming to hit one more pan, which I don't think is gonna be a problem. If I can hit more pans, the better, obviously. And maybe I'll get rid of it by the end of the year because it's not a hot pan yet, but it's getting close to the point. And to be honest, all the shades here, especially this pink one, has a quite a bit of, I don't know how to show you, a bit of dent already as well. So I don't think Reach and Go is too hard, but I don't want to keep it for too long in my collection. We also have a face palette by Marc Jacobs. I really love Marc Jacobs base product, concealer, especially their eyeshadows and bronzers, etc. This is their Omega-3 200 Fantastic Glow. So we have a powder, blush, highlighter, and bronzer. I've used it a couple times, not to the point that you can see any usage at all. I like this big pan, although it takes a lot of space, but it just slim big pan is my thing. So I set a usage goal of using this whole palette 30 times. If I could use every single shade 30 times would be great, but in general, overall, if I'll be able to use it 30 times, then it counts. Examples will be if I use the blush and bronzer on the same day, I'll count it as one use instead of two, but I'll also record I used the bronzer once and the blush once, if that makes sense. Like reach out on a daily basis for 30 times, I guess. Yeah, hopefully I can see some dent in there because I do have a full size of this Omega bronzer, like another big pen one, and I could work on that one after this. Then I have a brand by A Pink Baby. This is a Chinese brand, and I feel like this one is discontinued and the brand could be gone by now, no longer existed, but oh my god, the shade is so pretty. This is a blush called Monochrome Blush. It's really, really gorgeous. Every time I use it, I love it. It has a little bit of shimmer-ish color in there, but it's not to the point it will be a blush topper. Did I just like cracked my nails into it? No, I don't see any blush left in my nails. It is very, very pretty. It's got a slightly shimmer in it, but it's not intense as a blush topper, but it's definitely had that blush pigment. I just like that balance, and it's very affordable. We have 5 grams here, although you guys can't get it, but I want to put in something that I want to work on it. I'll have a 30 usage go as well. Then another face powder by Models Prefer. This is the mineral powder, the soft touch line. They have really good, this is more like a finishing powder. This is one of their limited edition and they give different shades. We have the radiant browns in this one, so it's a bit of a darker tone where I tend to use this if I had a really light foundation and I'm not ready to just bronze myself yet, so I'll use this to brush all over my face to neutralize the light foundation shade and yet add a little bit of a contour like around the outer face, and then I'll go ahead with bronzers. Or if I had a cream bronzer, which I did put in one, I'll use this one to kind of set it but also buff everything all around because it's a baked powder, but it's not meant to be used as a setting powder. It's more of just to get rid of the tackiness from a bronzer if the cream was a little bit sticky. Then we also have a Fenty Beauty product. This is a dual highlighter. This is their Kilowatt Dual, what is it called? Freestyle Highlighter Dual. We have Lightening Dusk and the Fire Crystal. I've used, I think, the Fire Crystal a bit more because for a while I was really into very glittery kind of shades. It's really, really good. I still really love it. So I set a 30-time usage goal again. The whole palette reach for 30 times on different days will be my goal. I do reckon their highlighter are good, but not good enough for me to pay in full price. Half price, I'm all about it. Full price, not so much. But their cream bronzer are something I would willing to pay full price, but I'll often wait for Sephora having 20% off sale. So I put in their cream bronzer in the shade 01 Amber. I have used a bit. This is a really cool tone, contouring, bronzing kind of color, which I'm all about. I don't like really warm ones. I actually really like cool tone. And then I can always warm it out with things like this. I'm setting a goal to hit pan, although I feel like I might not be able to because I've got a couple similar products in a minute, but this is what I'm aiming for. Before we move into all the cream and liquid product, I do have one kind of sitting between cream or powder. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter in the shade Champagne. I've used few times of it. This is really like a jelly formula, so you can push it so much and it looks like you've a big dent, but not necessarily means you've used a lot. I like to use the fingertip to go through it and then just dot it on my face, then go with a brush to blend it in. It's just, it's one of this really beautiful shade, and when they first came out it was so popular. Now no one talks about it. I mean, it's not bad product, and I purchased this in America, like from American websites. So goal of using it 30 times. Then back to the liquid products. I said I got a few bronzing ones. One is being the Benefit Sunbeam. This is a golden bronze complexion highlighter. I definitely will use it as a bronzer, not a highlighting product, but it will be something just like kind of in the same area, I guess. I already had like half left, but this bottle is never full. It's got 4 mils here. I'm aiming to finish it, but I'm kind of like, that's a really ambitious goal, but I will try it because I do really like it. I used to found really hard working with it, although it's actually really easy to work. Your makeup doesn't really matter what you're doing because it blends in nicely, but I was used to be so afraid of doing a little bit too harsh lines. Now I feel like I'm a little bit harsh over here, but I'm like, who cares? I'm not saying anything, so as long as I'm happy with it, that's fine. That is why I put aside and never used it. I've got a small trail from the Benefit. They have a pink one and they have a champagne highlighter one as well. The goal will be to finish. Speaking of liquid, I do also have this by Charlotte Tilbury, if I can find it. The Tinted Love. This is a lip cheek product, so you can use it on the lips, which my lips are a bit dry, so I could use it a little bit. This one I'm aiming to use it 30 times. Doesn't really matter if it's on the lips or if it's on the cheek, as long as it's 30 times. And I'll see how I feel. I remember I really like it how it left a tint on the lips, but I haven't been using it enough to give a bit of idea actually. Then we have a couple concealers all in the cream pile, starting with Bourjois Paris Healthy Mix Anti-Fatigue Concealer. This one used to be so popular back in the days. I believe it or not, when I first starting it, that could be back in 2015 or something like that, around that time, mid 2010s. It was very, very popular. I finished up one of their foundation back in the days. I mean, I don't have many foundation and I love it so much. One main problem with this, I think it was a bit oxidizing. So I'm gonna try it again and set my face real quick, see if that helps. I've got in the shade dark. The other problem is the shade range. I feel like the dark is not dark enough. It's good for me, and so if you have a darker skin, olive skin, is gonna be really hard to find a thing that works perfectly for you. I'm gonna set a goal to finish it because I had it for way too long. Same with the other two concealers. My goals are to finish it. One is the Max Factor Radiant Lift Long Lasting Radiant Concealer. I reviewed this when it first came out. Sorry, it's a bit dirty. It's one of those, not dough food, it's got like spongy, and then you squeeze the product, pop it under your eyes, and then you blend it out. It's really good. I pretty much nearly halfway or less than that, or more than that used, or less than that left. I just need to finish this. I was using it non-stop and then I got some other things, so I got distracted and never come back to it. Very moisturizing, light coverage, but it's very friendly for everyday use. You don't have to think a lot, you don't have to worry about crease. The other one is the e.l.f., another e.l.f. product, the highlighter and concealer duo. This one you can tell I've almost done, but for some reason this highlighter just never finishes. And same with the concealer. I've used more of the concealer than the highlighter in my opinion, but there's even no windowing. There's so little products coming out, but it still works every single time. Like I can make it work and it's still enough and there's still something left. definitely gonna try to finish out in the year of 2024. Then moving on for the eyes and lips, I've got two eyeshadows that I put it in. Milani Soft and Sultry palette. This is so shiny. I love how it's a classic bang on neutral tone, cool tone, as in a lot of the cool tones have greenish color, or the cool tones have purple-ish color, which is also on the cool tone side, and I don't mind, but I do like a bang on neutral cool tone. It's just straight cool tone with no other colors involved, and you can go very subtle and you can go very classic. You can go very bold but also very soft. So I want to use a little bit more because I do really like this one. So I set a goal of using it 30 times. Then we have the Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. I bought this one when it first came out because I watched a few YouTubers and they really enjoyed it. I'm like, I need this palette because I love the color story. However, if you guys remember this palette, the color story in here, it's definitely not something that I use on a daily basis. I can already tell, like, I feel a bit of helpless when I'm looking at this palette. I don't know what's my base shade, or what's my emphasize, what's the transition, what's the glitter, how to pair with this. That is why I don't reach for this, because it feels like I need to take a lot more time to figure it out. However, I've saved a few videos from different YouTubers, and a couple of them are Asian YouTubers. So we have smaller eyes, similar sort of skin tones, and they created some wonderful, amazing looks. I'm gonna copy them and try to see if I can find a comfort zone of using these color matches and expand a little bit of the color stories that I can use it on my eyes, pairing with different clothes, etc. So that's what I'm going to aim to do. 30 times the usage of this palette, and if it's still not loving it, I need to think of some other solutions with the palette. I can't keep it in my collection if I don't use it. Then the last four here, I have two mascaras and two lipsticks. The two mascaras are both reviewed before on my channel and both opened, so I don't want to waste it and I want to use it up before it gets dried out. One is from the OXX Studio Volumizing Mascara. I've got in the shade number 2 brown. This one has the classic cheap, oh, cheap doesn't mean it's bad, but the classic traditional wand. It's a little bit big and it's a little bit spiky, but it does still have a lot of like content within, and it feels like it's still not drying out yet. So I'm gonna try to finish this one, as well as the raw superfood infused beauty. This one does a little bit of flakiness on my eye, and it's got a very similar shape one, even more tapering at the end of it. And this is a true black color. The other one's brown. I do found a primer that it's working so well for my lashes now, so I'm hoping with that it can hold up this tool a little bit better and a better longevity and less flakiness, hopefully, that I can finish them by the end of the year. Then the two last lip product, first is by Revlon. This is their Color Burst Lacquer Balm. They have different types, all in a crayon like sort of packaging. I've gone through everything that I've got, and I've got quite a lot. One of them is like completely gone bad, so I was like, I really need to work on the rest. And I've used most of them few times, or a little bit more love for certain colors. This one I've used it for a couple times, so I still have a lot left. I'm not aiming to finish it, so I'm setting a goal to use it 30 times. I'm not gonna draw a line to see how much is left. I'm just gonna see after 30 times how much I've left in like a general idea. This is in the shade 105. It's one of those really sheer, pretty much no color, not glitter, but it's like a lip gloss topper, but it's not a lip gloss. I really like that. Some days you just want something that's not glossy. This is the balm that I'll pair for, and hopefully by taking into my project pan I can use a bit more. And the last but not least is the L'Oreal, what is it called? There's no name for this. 006. This is an interesting product. So you have like a sponge tip, and you got like product in here. I don't know if you can see. So you pretty much dip it in and then draw it on your lips. I love this formula. This was a very, very old product. I purchased on Catch of the Day, when it's used to be called. And Catch of the Day tend to get things that's off season from overseas and then get to Australia and give you a really good bargain price to try some of the relatively new release, but it was definitely off season. So that's when I purchased this. It was already like no longer on sale over other states, I guess, and now it's completely disappearing. And L'Oreal Paradise gets so many different lines over different regions, like European, US, UK, and Australia. We all have different things. Some are in common, some are not, some shades available, some are not. So I'm gonna set a goal of to finish this one because I like it so much and it's been so long in my collection. Where the Revlon one, I'm just gonna use it 30 times and see where it takes me. That is pretty much everything. In summary, out of the 24 makeup products that I want to have a certain goal, I have 10 having a goal set to be finished, 10 have a usage goal of being used 30 times, and then 4 have a set a goal of to hit pan. So I hope I can reach more, not on all of them. I think that's gonna be a bit hard for me, but maybe at least a half of them will be something I'm really aiming for. And then to use up something and also to maybe get rid of something if I'm really not making it work for me. And that's pretty much everything for today's video. If you like this type of content, don't forget to give me a like, consider subscribe. Don't forget to check out the skincare challenging project pan. It's a monthly project pan. And if you are doing something similar, whether it's makeup or skincare or any other things, it could be clothing. You can have a project pan to wear certain clothes a little bit more. I mean, that works. Leave your comments down below. Let me know how you were going, or what is your prediction about my project pan? Do you think I'll reach your goal? Do you have certain things in your collection you're trying to hit pan as well? I hope this video will be up either in December or early January, so it will be the holiday season. So happy holidays everyone, stay some fun time with friends and families, but don't forget to stay safe and stay positive. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye! I've used the Nude by Nature Perfecting Primer maybe once before in front of a video. So creamy. And then dotted on my face. First is the Milani. I keep getting this name wrong today.